On a sunny afternoon in 2005, a prominent district attorney vanished without a trace. But what unfolded next would leave investigators baffled for years. Ray Gricar, the district attorney of Center County, Pennsylvania, was known for his tough stance on crime and his commitment to justice. He had built a career that many admired, tirelessly working to prosecute criminals and ensure the safety of his community. However, on April 15, 2005, everything changed. Ray, who was well respected in his position, had planned a simple trip with his girlfriend, a day out to visit an antique shop in Lewisburg, a quaint town about 30 minutes away. Little did anyone know this would be the last time anyone would see him. As they drove along the scenic roads, Ray's life took a sudden turn into the unknown. When he didn't return home that evening, his family grew worried. Hours turned into days, and what started as a missing person report quickly escalated into a full-scale investigation. But as the days passed, it became clear that this was no ordinary disappearance. Ray Gricar was born on March 9, 1952, in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. After earning his law degree from the University of Pittsburgh, he dedicated himself to public service, becoming the district attorney of Center County in 1985. Those who knew him described Ray as a passionate advocate for justice, someone who would go above and beyond for the victims of crime. He was also a loving father to his son and daughter, and he enjoyed spending time with his girlfriend, who would later become a crucial figure in this unsettling story. On the day of his disappearance, Ray left his office in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, at around 11:30 a.m. He was seen driving his red Mazda Miata, a car that perfectly reflected his vibrant personality. Ray's girlfriend, who later reported him missing, said he seemed calm and excited for their outing. But as hours passed without word from him, the initial excitement faded into concern. His family and friends began to fear that something terrible had happened. Could Ray have run into trouble, or had he chosen to disappear? The answers were starting to feel more elusive by the minute. When Ray Gricar was reported missing, the Pennsylvania State Police quickly launched an investigation. They began by tracing his last known whereabouts, which included checking surveillance footage from local businesses along his route. They discovered that Ray had indeed stopped at a local McDonald's, where he was seen ordering food. This was the last confirmed sighting of him. His car was found abandoned in a parking lot near the Susquehanna River, with his personal belongings inside. But perhaps the most puzzling clue was his laptop, which was recovered later. Upon inspection, it appeared that someone had attempted to erase the hard drive, leaving investigators puzzled. What could he have been trying to hide? As the search continued, divers scoured the river for any signs of Ray, but their efforts turned up nothing. The timeline of Ray's activities became critical, as detectives worked tirelessly to piece together the last moments of his life. Little did they know, the investigation would soon take unexpected twists and turns. As the investigation unfolded, several theories began to emerge. One of the most notable was that Ray may have been involved in something larger than anyone anticipated. Some speculated that his work as a prosecutor had made him enemies. In his role, he had put away numerous criminals, and it was not uncommon for those with a grudge to retaliate. However, there was little evidence to support this theory. As law enforcement delved deeper into Ray's personal life, they also considered the possibility that he had decided to start anew, leaving behind the pressures of his career and personal life. But those close to him dismissed this notion, stating he was not the type to abandon his family or responsibilities. The investigation also looked into his relationships, including his girlfriend, but she maintained her innocence throughout. The search for motives led to an examination of Ray's recent cases, but nothing substantial pointed to foul play. The mystery deepened as more questions arose than answers. In the months following Ray Gricar's disappearance, new developments began to arise that shocked investigators. In 2009, 4 years after Ray vanished, a woman came forward with a strange account. She claimed that she had seen a man matching Ray's description in a nearby town. This sighting reignited hope for his family and investigators, who had long been grasping at straws. But as they dug deeper, they found inconsistencies in her story that ultimately led to more confusion. The case took another surprising turn when Ray's laptop was analyzed again, revealing remnants of deleted files that suggested he had been researching topics related to starting over, including information about new identities. This revelation was chilling and raised further questions about Ray's state of mind at the time of his disappearance. The police began to re-examine the evidence and consider the possibility that Ray had intentionally vanished. But why would he choose to do so? And what had driven him to such a desperate act? The revelations continued to pile up, but with no concrete answers, the case remained a haunting enigma. Despite extensive investigations, the disappearance of Ray Gricar remains unresolved. His family has struggled with the uncertainty of his fate, and they have held on to hope, even as the years have passed. In 2011, Ray was declared legally dead, but for his loved ones this was merely a formality. They continued to search for answers, often visiting the locations where Ray was last seen. The case has garnered media attention over the years, and it has been featured in various true crime shows and podcasts, keeping his story alive in the public consciousness. In 2015, a new lead surfaced when a man claimed to have seen Ray in another state, but once again, this lead fizzled out. Investigators remain open to new tips, and the case remains active. As time drifts on, Ray's family has been left to grapple with the pain of not knowing what truly happened to him, creating a lasting impact on their lives. The mystery of Ray Gricar's disappearance continues to haunt those who seek justice and closure. Questions linger. Did he truly vanish on his own accord, or was he the victim of foul play? Why did he erase his laptop's hard drive? And what secrets might it hold that could provide insight into his fate? As technology progresses and new forensic methods emerge, the hope remains that one day the truth will surface. For now, Ray's family and friends are left with the painful uncertainty of not knowing what happened to a man who dedicated his life to serving others. The case stands as a reminder of the fragility of life and the shadows that can lurk behind even the most promising of futures. Will Ray ever be found, or will he remain an enduring mystery?